Let hell fire you up. If you're feeling that fire, if it's burning, make sure that the fire that you're feeling inside of you is giving you the ammunition to push.
I started to take inventory because if you can find things to be grateful for in that space, man, is your life going to be rich when there really are external things to be grateful for.
Now, once you've accepted that you have as much right to success and much right to succeed as anybody else, the next step is learning how to talk the talk.
Let hell fire you up. If you're feeling that fire, if it's burning, make sure that the fire that you're feeling inside of you is giving you the ammunition to push, to fight, to dig, to live, to breathe. Make sure you're doing exactly what is necessary. Because without that, you have nothing. Without possibilities, you have nothing. Without faith, you have nothing. What are you gonna do? Get up. Fight for it. Believe in it. Find the purpose. Live the purpose. Live the dream. And give it 110% of everything you got. Because hell doesn't own you. It may be one hell of a night, but hell ain't got time for the best of you. Keep it moving and conduct your business.
I started to take inventory because if you can find things to be grateful for in that space, man, is your life going to be rich when there really are external things to be grateful for. So my first mechanism out of that space was honestly to stack the things I was grateful for, and I started reinforcing it over and over and over again. And what happens is there's this reticular activating system in our brains, right? And all of a sudden, because that's the messaging I was giving myself, all of a sudden, all these things start to come into my awareness that I'm grateful for. I start to magnetize to myself some people that I needed to find into my life, and that was the next layer. I started to see things to be grateful for. My health, my fitness, people who loved me. And what it is, it changed my state. When I stacked gratitude, I changed what I did in the morning, and I changed what I did in the evening. And so somehow by grabbing control of my morning and by grabbing control of my evening, I got some measure of control over the middle of my day. I was an out of control person back in those days, meaning this: I woke up worried, stressed, fearful, and I immediately start thinking about a bill I had to pay, something that was wrong, and I'm in a state of reaction to begin I'm talking within 6 minutes of waking up, 6 seconds. Most people listening to this, that's what they do. I said, I got to grab control of my morning.
You want a shortcut. You want to go the easy route. That's what you're looking for, right? That's what you're thriving for, right? It's not how it works in the real world. There are no easy days. Why would you want easy? Why do you want to just take the short route? How many times have you parked your car at your local grocery store and you wanted to get closer to the door instead of parking far away from the door? That is an opportunity right there to test yourself and say, why not walk a little bit further? You're probably thinking, why should I? Because it's convenient for me to be closer to the door. Convenience is not always the best policy. It's not the best way to go about things in your life.
And I set up routines in my morning. Maybe they served me, maybe they didn't, but they were things I could deliver on doing myself. And so not only did that give me control over the day, but I started to stack my self-confidence too. My morning routines are really detailed. I get up and I hydrate. The second thing I do every morning is I do something cold. Something cold. So whether that's I jump in the ocean, because now I live in the ocean, but in those days it was taking a cold shower or splashing some cold water in my face or walking out when it was cold. It shocks our nervous system. Our fight or flight kicks in. We're in a cellular, electric alive state. I obviously do some prayer and meditation every single morning. I've still not touched my telephone. So there's a rule. There's 30 minutes I cannot touch my telephone when I wake up. That's the hardest thing to do in the world and the thing that could benefit you the most, because what's ever on that phone, you have to react to. And typically it's stuff that's not great. And so I don't touch that. I do my meditation and my prayer, and I do some stretching. I do some breathing exercises. And then at that point, I allow myself to enter the world after I've got my state controlled. And I work out every morning, except for Sundays. I work out every day.
Now, once you've accepted that you have as much right to success and much right to succeed as anybody else, the next step is learning how to talk the talk. You have to get fluid in the language of success so you speak it with ease. Surround yourself with people who've accomplished their dreams and immerse yourself in the culture of achievement. You know, you got to be tough because the road to success is always under construction. It's never a clear path to success. The people who become successful are the people who have a relentless attitude. And you just got to hang in there through the bad breaks, because the bad breaks is coming, but they usually come right before the big break is about to happen. You get a series of bad breaks and it stumbles up.
Tưởng vào duyên số nhưng nếu em cho số đảm bảo mình nên duyên đấy. Từ khi gặp em Google hết tác dụng bởi em là tất cả những gì anh cần tìm, giống một kho báu để ngăn người khác đụng tới. Đối đầu thế giới anh cũng sẵn sàng cân tím, ghét phải lặng im coi em như cô bạn. Nỗi nhớ đong đầy bao giờ mới khô cạn, khoảnh khắc bên nhau thời gian như ngừng trôi vì em sở hữu sự hấp dẫn vô hạn. Yêu đơn phương cảm giác khó đọc tên, mọi thứ mù mịt giống như đứng trước bão. Mãi hy vọng chờ đợi ngóng trông đến ngày nụ hôn đó sẽ một lần được trao. Hương thơm ngọt ngào vương trên mái tóc em, gây nghiện cực mạnh anh ngày đêm ước ao. Quỳnh là loài hoa đẹp nhất trong bóng đêm, cuộc đời này u tối đang cần em bước vào. Đưa cho anh cái bản đồ vì anh sắp lạc bên trong đôi mắt kia. Hãy đưa cho anh cuốn từ điển vì cảm xúc này.
A lot of people. My life and my success is to say to anyone, you can stumble, you can fall, you can get back up again. And like I've said before, we each have a gift. But too many people miss out because they refuse to sign the lease on their gift.
The decisions that you would make when you're around people you love and care for, I want you to get mature enough to make those when they're not around. That's manhood. Now we gonna grow up. This how you gonna get to the next level. So there are a group of you, there's certain things you wouldn't do around the names that you wrote down. There's some things you would dare do around your mama. There's some things that you dare do around your daddy. There's some things you dare do around your grandma. But when your grandma's not around and you're hanging with your friends, now you're doing some stuff that maybe you don't. Even want to do, but you've given up your decision because you want to be affirmed. Nobody knew who Eric Thomas was when I was following the crowd. Nobody knew who Eric Thomas was when I wasn't making certain. I dropped out of high school. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my life, and it has nothing to do with school. I don't like school.
You keep looking for it outside of you. Stop. Sit with yourself. What is it that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? That's your gift. But if you are constantly looking outside of yourself and you don't latch on to your gift, you will never find your purpose. If you want to succeed, you must commit to your own gift and embrace it.
Well, same advice I give to my kids, man. If I could get them to understand the importance of their 20s. Because, man, you know what I did? I just blew my 20s.
Khi say anh thường hay nhắc về em, mong khỏa lấp những u tối khoảnh khắc về đêm. Nghe lại bài ca ngày xưa cũ, ta hát về nhau, nhớ những giấc mơ ta từng ước, to tát về sau. Và đó là khi mà anh dần lụy là không làm chủ chính mình, thấy không gian trở nên tồi tệ, mọi thứ bao phủ chính mình. Em đâu còn như điều anh mơ, anh cũng tự nhủ chính mình. Nhưng mà thôi em, nào ai giỏi mà đủ tính tình, chẳng thể vươn tới được cảnh cao dù anh có nhã ý trèo. Trong cơn say mọi thứ cuồng quay, anh trở thành gã chí phèo. Yêu chân thành là không thay lòng dù em có như thị nở. Ý anh là em như cô Tấm nhìn em như thị nở. Đêm vắng nàng ngón tay xám vàng vì đốt cả bao thuốc lá. Căn phòng chung ký sữa nồng ấm bây giờ sao bút giá. Một thói xấu mà anh đã quen khi em không ở bên lâu. Anh thường ngồi trong một góc tối nhậu suốt cả đêm thâu. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu khiến anh mù quáng vẫn cố sáng mỗi khi đau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, điều gì choáng váng để xứng đáng ướt mi nhau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu khiến anh mù quáng vẫn cố sáng mỗi khi đau. Em mang con tim anh đi đâu, điều gì choáng váng để xứng đáng ướt mi nhau. Đêm thâu anh đâu muốn nỗi buồn cứ dậy thêm đâu. Tên nhau anh cố gắng không nhớ để mà quên đau. Đào sâu trong ngàn điều muốn nói nhưng chẳng nên câu. Bao lâu để tổn thương phai mở đi những vết dấu. Vì sao thiếu em đời tôi như bài văn thiếu ý. Vì sao chỉ biết yêu thôi chẳng hiểu gì dại khờ. Khi con tim cần người không phải người cần dại khờ. Dấn thân mãi để kiếm trời dưới đất. Vội vàng mang ưu tư vào nhạc cất. Vội vàng tôi muốn tắt nắng đi cho màu đừng nhạt mất. Tương tư chiều cuốn cuộc đời theo hướng mặt trời xa đi. Tương tư chiều mà kỷ niệm ôi còn gọi ta chi. Biển tình dù bao la nhưng mặn chát đắng. Và biển anh không xứng là biển xanh nhưng anh muốn em là bờ cát trắng. Yêu là xuống cả địa ngục vì đã chót tin như là xuân diệu. Yêu là chết ở trong lòng một ít.
Ended up spending all of my 30s fixing what I messed up in my 30s. I spent all of my 40s doing what I could have been doing in my 30s. I looked up, man, I had let too much time slip away. If you could get young people to get their foot on the gas pedal in their 20s, because right now they think going out is everything.
What was the worst decision I ever made to drop out? Why? Because my mom got pregnant with me at 17 years old, and my mom got kicked out. My grandma had 14 kids, south side of Chicago. 3-bedroom house, 1 bath. My grandma told my mother, either you get on welfare or you gotta go. And my mother said, this is the 2nd generation of welfare. I won't be the 3rd. A decision. My mother made a decision. She said, I'm not mad at you, Grandma. I'm not mad at my mama, but we're not gonna raise another generation on welfare. So my grandma kicked her out. Y'all gotta hear what I'm saying. My mom went through a whole lot to have me. Everybody told her, you 17, you too young, get an abortion. And I'll never forget when I got kicked out of the Detroit public school system. They called my mom up there and said, look, we gotta have you come before we can kick him out. This is his 3rd strike. And I'll never forget being at that school. And my mom is a proud woman. I ain't never seen my mama cry. She was raised with 13 siblings on the south side of Chicago. I've never seen my mother cry. I've never seen my mother beg. My mother begged the principal. I've never seen it. My mom begged. I've never seen it after. I've never seen it again. My mother begged that principal to let me stay in school. My mother begged a grown man